folks. Welcome, one and all, to the Dog and Chicken Show. We've had a few minor difficulties, but worry not, folks. Dog and Chicken will be on shortly, but worry not. Your evenings of tumult and chaos without the analysis of your King of Extreme have finally come to a close. Chicken told me to just go on live, and he'll be here shortly. So, folks, thank you for joining us here on the Dog and Chicken Show, episode 66, the return of the prodigal son, the return of Thirsty Thursday. Thank you all for joining us here, folks. It is, we got Project Sad Face here. Thank you for joining us, Project. We got Justin Chris here. Thank you for joining us, Justin. We've got all the crazy cast of characters that we normally see here in our audience, and then some. Folks, come on in. The water is fine. So we've got a lot to discuss this evening. It's been a pretty crazy couple of days. We all had a pretty crazy time over Thanksgiving, and also we've got Arasama here. Audio is crazy. Sounds like they replaced Phil with a cyborg. Nice. Well, let me know if it improves over the night. Cyborg Phil is pretty awesome too. But yes, folks, we're all coming back together after what was a pretty interesting Thanksgiving. We all got together. I'll be honest, the Extreme family, we something going on with the audio. Well, isn't that just peachy? Actually, hang on. I think I might know what it is. My goodness gracious, great. And we're just gonna fuckulate with a few things here. Let's see. Well, folks, we are just gonna, I know, you get Robot Phil for a minute or two. It is what it is. I'm gonna see what I can do about my equipment on my end. But folks, let me know in the comments, what was your Thanksgiving like? What did you get together with family and friends, or did you hide out, or what happened, folks? I'm really more curious. There we go. My cam and mic settings, that might actually help. Let's see here. So I'll be honest, the family of Extreme, well, let's see. Family of Extreme did get together. It was a very good time. Let's give you a microphone instead of a microphone rather than just my computer. Let's see how that works. So the family of Extreme is, what are you going to do? I live out in the middle of nowhere here. The family of Extreme did get together. The daughter of Extreme joined me for Thanksgiving. It was a marvelous time. Went to the mother of Extreme's house, and it was a very good time, a marvelous time had by all of the nieces and nephews of Extreme played together. It was a good time, and what can I say? I can't really complain. Let's see. Urasama Inraz brought me turkey and COVID. Well, that's shit. I don't know what to tell you, man. You got turkey and COVID. And Amanda, thanks for joining us, miss. I'm postponing holidays, Thanksgiving in June and Christmas in July for me. Well, let us know how that works for you, miss. And I believe we now finally have the return of the prodigal sons of the Dog and Chicken Show. Dog, and here is Dog himself. He has returned to us, and we will soon have the impending return of the one, the only, the progenitor, the host, the genesis of the Dog and Chicken Show, the one and only Chicken. He is coming, folks. So, Tony, well,
that's right. It's time for the Dog and Chicken Show.
All right.
Well. How we all doing, folks?
I was literally just about to ask Phil, have you just been stalling? Because I'll kick on the intro, and then all of a sudden, the fucking intro hit, and I'm like, wow, I didn't even touch it. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was. I was just stretching for. Well, if nobody's here, I mean, your king of extreme is never at a loss.
Chicken's mic is off. This is quite the return, folks.
Yes, this has been quite the return.
I don't know what happened. I'll be completely honest. My upload speed went from like 9 to 0.84 in a matter of seconds, and it was not going to work. So I had to restart my router, my computer. And Chicken is, he's still muted. So we're off to a great start here, but at least everybody got to watch Phil for like 5 minutes. That's pretty cool.
Well, that's really what. Hey, welcome back.
I mean, we can hear you now.
That's good. That's what we need.
All right.
I was about to say, I could just give you, if Chicken wasn't able to get his mic on, I was just going to give you my interpretation of what he was probably going to say. And let's be frank, that's what the folks at home are here for. But so, guys, so now we're all finally back. Now, how awful is my audio since we're playing this game?
It's same as always. You're about a second behind. And
All right. So long as the audio is in flow with you, the video that can do what it's got to. But so, folks, we are all here together post Thanksgiving. It kicked all of our asses. We thought, let's get together and do a thing the day after Thanksgiving. Then we sent the message to the whole cast of characters, even Tom, Brandon. Everybody's like, really? I don't know. I don't like it. It was going to take a tremendous amount of effort on our part. So we are here. Yeah. We are back together again. Now, I'm curious, guys. I was letting the folks know that the family of Extreme got together for Thanksgiving. We had a marvelous time. There was no whiskey. There was just some apple wine and a little bit of my red Dornfelder. That was all that was really imbibed. Other than that, it was just classic turkey, corn, stuffing, the basics. My daughter of Extreme played with the cousins of Extreme. She just got over COVID, so, there's ain't got to worry about that. And so everything seemed to work out on our end. Just curious, what did your guys' Thanksgivings like?
Well, speaking of COVID real quick, I see one of our listeners, Project Sad Face, says he has COVID and is staying in the garage to stay away from the kids. So, all of us here at the show, stay safe, heal up, Project Sad Face.
We're sending all of our thoughts, prayers, and positive energies your way because, yes, you were telling us the situation you got. So we're all sending our most positive energies your way, and we hope that your holidays remain safe. So, that was the Extreme family. Project Sad Face said his family's brought him a turkey and COVID for Thanksgiving. That was nice. Guys, how did your Thanksgivings go?
Well, I was moving. So
wow.
And it's I joke about it all the time since I work in retail. I'm like, what's Thanksgiving? Because it's like every year, it just never really happens on my end. But no, it was a really, really smooth move, and we were unpacking on Turkey Day, and we didn't even make a turkey. I threw a ham in and went with that, and still got a little bit left. It's probably old now, but is what it is.
They normally talk about the nightmare of travel during the holidays, but you had to experience the nightmare of moving during the holidays. So you could probably write a John Candy comedy out of that.
Yeah, no shit.
Tony, how was
real quick
Thanksgiving
I'll get into that in a second. Real quick, we have a drinking game tonight because we got to mention this because Project Sad Face just hit us with everything. Election, 2020 ballots, lockdown, and if my kids interrupt. So there is that. Everybody have a drinky wink.
Woohoo! What y'all drinking tonight, gentlemen?
All right. So I am finishing off my Dubliner Irish whiskey that we picked up while we were in Houston. So this is made it about 10 months, and I'm finishing it off tonight.
Oh, nice, nice.
I'm starting off with my normal little Crown and Coke to get started, but then I'm going to go and have a few glasses of my Arbor Lure 18. This is very, very smooth, very, very tasty.
The internet, you can wash me in your judgment. I'm just sipping on a little bit of Blanton's tonight. You know, is what it is. Gotta do the hard whiskey flex. Gotta do it. Gotta do it. So T, how was Thanksgiving, sir?
It was good. We actually got to go over at least to her mom's house. We didn't get the entire extended family on her side together, but we went over to her mom's. We helped her make sauerkraut like we usually do around this time. And I hate sauerkraut, so I won't be eating any of it, but especially after you see how it's made.
Yeah.
If you don't know how it's made and you enjoy sauerkraut, don't ask how it's made because it's disgusting.
It is.
No, we did that. We had lunch. We had dinner
Sauerkraut.
there, the traditional Thanksgiving stuff. It was nice.
Nice, nice. All right. And thus far, it looks like everything worked out, so thank the Lord. But so we got some folks wanted to ask us comments. If you got any questions in the comments, let us have it. Don't worry. This is the internet. I am just prepared to be washed in the internet's judgment. So just bring it. I'm totally down. But yeah, we've had it was an interesting Thanksgiving, and shockingly, despite everybody, like, not much politics was brought up. Normally it's a battle, but not much politics came up.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, well, it's the season. Yeah, that is surprising.
All right, we got Dark Sage's question here. I'm quite curious.
Should we get that out of the way?
Yep. Let's
All right,
just jump
here we
right
go.
into the
Yeah, this is
politics.
coming from Twit.
I know the Democrats.
Oh, there it goes.
I know the
Yeah,
Democrats.
Dark
this cycle-
Sage.
Oop, I was
Yeah.
trying to read it and you got rid of it already. What the hell?
You already had it up too. All right, don't
There,
touch
I
that.
think we were fighting over the comment.
Well, we're still fighting over it. Damn it.
I think
All right, I'm
our-
not touching nothing.
I'm not.
Tony,
touching
you
it.
touch
Yeah,
nothing.
it
Got
wasn't
it.
popping
There.
up for me.
There we
Right.
fucking go.
Street
We're
articles.
fucking rusty at this. Jesus. I know the Democrats this cycle flip states like Arizona, Georgia blue. However, I'm concerned their grip on the
Did they
Northeast
really?
is starting to fade. The 2024 map has New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island as likely to lean states. My question in 2024, should the Democrats play defense in the Northeast? Well,
Well,
That's-
Dark Stage.
I don't
I'll be
know.
honest. No, it's actually a very, very good question. In 2024, the Democrats are going to have one hell of a hard year because Donald Trump has shown everyone the path. He's shown every Republican candidate. He's shown a Mitt Romney. He's shown a Ted Cruz. He's shown any kind of prospective Republican candidate the easiest path to victory. Donald Trump just needed to cinch up a few states, and there would be no question right now about election results. So yes, they do need to cinch up every state they can, because in 2024, taking Arizona, taking Georgia, taking any of the states that they flipped this time around is not a given whatsoever, especially if they have a candidate that has a lot more. It can appeal to those normie moderates that just, I know this president's going to put forward every single, policy and judge and things that I agree with, and will advance the things that I want. But boy, howdy, those tweets, they're just so mean. So if they can put forward a candidate that can somehow get past the illogical tweet barrier that some people have in their minds, then yeah, it will be a very easy. Like, I could see any moderate Republican just utilizing the Donald Trump strategy, easily walking away with the presidency in 2024, regardless of who the Democrats put up.
yeah,
So
I think it's. Go ahead, T. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, I think it's going to be the Northeast playing defense out of necessity because you're going to have an incumbent Democrat already in the House. So it's going to be defense regardless. It's going to be defense across the country. So I don't think it's necessarily the Northeast. I mean, obviously, you're going to have that entire West Coast locked up no matter what. So you're going to want to hold on to as many typical blue states as possible. And it's going to come down to Joe Biden doing the best job he can with the 4-year window he's given himself before he was even elected. So I think it's going to be a lot of defense, mostly. I almost get the sense it's going to be a lot of kind of similar states, but I don't think the Northeast is typically going to be that big issue. I think they'll probably keep that stronghold. That's the feeling I get.
They might be able to grab New Hampshire, but that's not a huge get.
I think the important thing that we're missing here is the second part to his question. He says, I asked this because my town college-educated voters are moving away from Democrats and back towards Republican Party. Trump did not make any inroads in the Northeast, but trends indicate many of the states up here are shifting more and more Republican. Not only that, I think the important thing to pay attention to is how many people are moving out of some of the, let's say your New York, New Jersey areas, your Philadelphias,
California.
You got a lot of people shifting and moving. You can use Joe Rogan as the example.
Yeah.
You can tell by the way he talks on a lot of his show. Just because he moved to Texas from California doesn't mean he went down ballot blue. He had pretty open conversation of, hey, when I got here, I had a lot of people talking to me of, you better not just be going down ballot blue, because you've seen what happened to your state. He openly admits it. He's like, why would I go back to my old voting habits when I knew I had to leave? Like, he didn't say who he voted for, but he was pretty out there with his mindset of, well, I left that area because we voted in shitty people. He hates the governor. He hates the mayor of LA. Like, it's one of those things that people's minds have changed, and when they move, I think they're forever changed into the party. Which I want to take that as a intro to one thing. We joke about Phil being a candidate in 2024. I would
Joke,
really
sir?
like. Oh, well,
So
I would
that's serious.
really like Phil to accept my invitation to the deplorable party, because I will not stick with the GOP the way things are going right now, and I'm definitely not going blue. So, former Democrat went to Republican. All you Republicans went to Democrat that are just tired of the corporate machine. We are the deplorable party. I'm calling it out now. And Phil, I would love you to represent us in the 2024 election. Would you care to accept, sir?
Folks, let me just say that look at the power and the pull of the king of extreme. Political parties are now begging me to head their tickets. So we've got the deplorable party, which is in heavy contention. As of right now, it looks like it's going to be, but we'll see if the GOP comes to their senses and decides, I think we better just run extreme. If the DNC comes to their senses and say there's really no better way for us to appeal to the most vast majority, we'll go extreme. But as of right now, it looks like the deplorable party is going to be where you can most easily find Phil 2024. So yes, folks, that is the power of extreme. That is the power of KOE. And that is what we shall potentially have going forward. 2024, Phil KOE for president. Now, I understand what you're saying, Chicken, with the... Oh, go ahead. No, all right, it's back to me. But now I understand what you're saying, Chicken, in regards to the idea of I'm not going GOP, because there's a lot of people that are kind of frustrated that, motherfucker, if my vote doesn't even matter enough for you to double check for it, then why am I going to even fucking give a shit? There's a lot of people that are taking that perspective. Now, the speech I sent to you both that Trump made yesterday, I like how he started it. Great persuasion. This is one of the most important speeches I will ever make as president. And he even said, the hardest part of my job here was not being able to give an explanation as to why all of these people that committed these terrible frauds haven't gone to jail yet. That has been the hardest part of my job. And that was actually very interesting to hear that particular part. And from what I heard in that speech, Trump's agenda on the way out, break all their fucking toys. That is, if he's actually on the way out, which if you actually listen to that speech, It don't sound like no concession at all. That sounds like he's gonna fight to the very fucking last. And we've already got a judge that's gonna stop the certification in Pennsylvania. We're pretty close to that in Georgia. He's still fighting that in Michigan and Wisconsin. So, boy, howdy, this is still quite an interesting little election. I see a Project Sad Face and Urasama are having a back and forth over this very thing. And just something I want you to keep in mind. This is a quote from another commentator. Democrats thought one secondhand whistleblower account of a phone call was enough to impeach a president, but somehow hundreds of first-hand whistleblower accounts of voter fraud aren't sufficient enough to warrant an investigation. Boy, isn't it funny how that works, folks. So we will see going forward, because like it or not, Project, I mean, you can say, it's over.
It is.
Don't count your chickens before they hatch. We've already got Pennsylvania's not being certified. If we get one more state, it goes to the House of Representatives. So now I get Tony. You're wanting to spike the football. I know you want to say it's over because I know you want to keep.
Oh, you think I'm spiking the football?
So close.
You think
no, I know you want to keep that normie
it's
card
not a
so close to your
celebration
chest.
show.
I know you're just like, no, I'm going to make the call that everybody else and all the networks are making so that I can keep my normie card in check. I have paid my normie dues.
It needs to be over. It needs to be over. It just needs to end.
It's not going to be over.
Maybe if you would have done something with healthcare,
it ain't going to be over till the Electoral College, man. We can say it needs to be over. It needs to. Oh my goodness,
it is over.
Not until the Electoral College meets, man. You can say it is. You can say it, but that's not actually what the reality is. So you can say it. That's fine. I can say the sky is purple too. They're both equally valid statements.
So okay, let's recap this one more time, Phil. What happens if it goes to the House?
If it goes to the House of Representatives, then it doesn't get a vote by delegate, but by delegation. Each state will get one vote for president. So you'll get New York gets one vote, Nebraska gets one vote, California gets one vote, South Dakota gets one vote. You'll end up with more Republican states and Democrat states. So Donald Trump will win the presidency through that. How many? I believe it's about 28 Republican states. I could be off on that. I can look it up. And let us know in the comments. Sure you know. What's that? Well, Tony, it's 50 states. So if you have a majority of Republican states, yes.
And if you're assuming that all 28 will vote Republican.
To get there.
By delegation, not by delegate. So the entire state
very likely
has to agree on who they're going to vote on, Tony. So the entire delegation.
Get that. Yep.
So it's very likely if it gets to that point, Phil's correct. That's how it would likely turn out. It'd probably be closer to a 26, 24, because you'd have somebody, going, oh, well, but overall. But you have to get there first. And so what Phil's talking about with Pennsylvania, working on Georgia, he has to get Biden under 270 in order for this to happen. And so that's
one court decision away. He's one court decision away.
Exactly. And everybody's trying to dismiss this and not pay attention to it. And we brought this up several weeks ago. Pay attention, because this shit's going to sneak up and bite you in the ass. And one day you're going to wake up and go, what the fuck? Donald Trump's my president? I thought Biden won. And it's still a real possibility. If I was going to give it percentage, like Vegas odds, I'd say it's like a 10 or 15% chance right now. But you would have asked me this a week ago, it would have been like a 2% chance. A lot has happened in the last week. Did Tony's kids interrupt there? Yeah, I think they did.
Tony's kids interrupted.
Drink time.
Drinky poo. Hi, one of Tony's kids. But now the Electoral College, they meet on the 14th. That is actually the decision day. Saying it's over now, that's just nonsense. That's just wishful thinking. Be like, oh, this just needs to be over. It needs to be over. Like, that's not how the system works. The system will work its way through on the 14th. Now, Urasama, here's Project Sad Face, here's the interesting thing. If they meet and there aren't enough states that have certified, neither candidate gets to 270, and it goes to the House. So If on the 14th no certification is made, then it's not over yet. But if on the 14th or 15th, sometimes it takes an extra day, we get an actual certification, then that's it. The fat lady is sunk. But now we got Urasama, unless it gets stalled again for some reason. But yeah, the 14th is when things are actually decided. Trump's fighting tooth and nail. And if you watched the speech that he gave yesterday, yeah, he's not giving up. He's still fighting Wisconsin. He's still fighting Michigan. He's still fighting Arizona. He's still fighting Nevada. He's not giving up an inch on any of them. And now people are saying
the gross part about it, Phil, is if you were to actually like try to look this up and watch like mainstream media, all of them are just going to show you videos of fucking Rudy Giuliani's makeup like dripping down off his face. They're not going to really have any substance to the conversation. They're just going to be like, look at this crazy conspiracy theorist. I brought this up because I did I think it was on Twitter. I had tweeted Biden is not the president-elect, and then I got one of those little fact check things popped up on my account. Now, granted, my Twitter account, I had to start a whole new one because Twitter's shit. But anyway, I'm like, seriously, that was legally, that was everything. Like, that was a true statement. Why are you flagging a true statement? Technically, he's not the president-elect. Like, he's the presumed elected nominee or presumed elected president from the media, but it is not, he's not president-elect yet. And that's truest in all the facets of everything. So I said he's not. And I get Twitter.
The taxpayers subsidized social media corporations know exactly who butters their bread and who they need to suck up to. So it doesn't really matter. They know it's like, sorry, we're subsidized by taxpayer dollars. Biden's going to keep that flowing a lot more freely than anybody else. So we're just going to basically take Biden's side openly. I'm sorry, this is the first time we've ever seen the social media companies just completely come off, and they have just engaged in open election interference. They are blocking the president's press secretary on election night. They are blocking tweets of the president of the United States on election night. We should want every single person to be as familiar with every possible thought the president is having from moment to moment to moment. And the fact that, I'm sorry, we didn't elect Twitter, we didn't elect Facebook, we didn't elect these people, but we sure as fuck subsidized them. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I have every right to know what it is my president is saying. I have every right to know what the press secretary has to say. And I have every right to know if there is actually credible accusations of fraud in election. I have every right to know about it. So that's why you're seeing this particular mask come off. Urasama, losses now don't matter, though. We got to wait on 4D chess created SCOTUS. Now, if it does make it to the Supreme Court, boy, that is not going to go well for Biden. But I think the Democrats are smart enough to know to try to avoid a Supreme Court battle. We will see, though. Now, Biden is not going to have to contend with this Trump Supreme Court for all that terribly long, though. So we'll get into that a little later. But Project Sad Face, he is president-elect. Most states have done the votes. Now, he is a person, I was about to say, there's still quite a few electoral votes in contention. Now, we will find out on the 14th, Project, but if you want to be the hare that falls asleep before the finish line and say it's all over and you're going to let that tortoise just walk across the finish line, that's fine. That's fine. If you want to do that, that's you have at it, you do you. But it's always make sure that you actually cross the finish line. Breaking: Biden wore dog printed socks to a meeting. I would not doubt that for a minute. Well, Jill just put my clothes out this morning, and the dog printed socks were there. Amanda Tripp. So when Trump lawyers blame voter fraud or someone who's been dead for years involved in voter fraud makes you believe they're legit, Rudy Hair Run was just the cherry on the embarrassment Sunday? Well, we have actually had a few counties, according to reports that I've seen and documents filed in court, where we have actually had counties that have more than 100% voter turnout. And if that's the case, that is a very, very compelling case for fraud. In fact, there's really no other way to look at that other than fraud. If those actually bear out, then yeah, we've got fraud on our hands. And the reason doesn't really matter, because democracy can only survive, self-governed democracies can only survive if we have transparently fair elections. And we do not have that now. When we started having people boarding up windows so people couldn't see their own votes being tabulated, that was when we lost the idea of a transparently fair election. So I don't know what the repair is at this point, because here's the problem. If Joe Biden actually did steal this election, we can't let him be the president. We can't. And so all the Republicans are like, oh, we're not even going to double check. And if there's fraud, whatever, and we'll let it pass and we'll get him next time. Those are the people who are like, yeah, chickens are right. Fuck it.
Though. Yeah. If she was on the other foot, you'd hear
it. It was for 4 years. It was for 4 years. The shoe was very much on the other foot, where that was all you were hearing. Now we actually have credible accusations of fraud versus just imaginary accusations of fraud. And that's where we stand right now. So we'll see what happens. But like I said, if Joe Biden truly did steal this election, he really can't be the president. We don't really have a country anymore if that's the case.
Yeah, and I don't know. You're right on the whole dismissing it thing. Every time somebody's dismissing the allegations of voter fraud, whether it's real or not, and in whatever instance there is, it's kind of suspicious to me. Of like, do you just not want to find out if there is some, or are you actually really frustrated with something you are physically or mentally not actually doing? Because I don't know why everyday people are just like, fuck it, no, don't do this anymore, be done with it. I'm like, are you counting the votes? Like, is this hard for you? Why is this so painful for you to wait to see people recount votes and go through legal proceedings, like just shitting on it, even though you physically and mentally have really no dog in the fight on here? Neither do we. We're just saying, hey, if somebody's claiming something's wrong, we only spent $2 billion fucking dollars trying to impeach this fucking guy. So how about we spend a few $100 million? Not even. It would probably be like $10 million, because it was $2 million that they spent in Wisconsin for a recount, and it went 10 more votes to Biden supposedly. So hey, you know what? It's a hell of a lot cheaper than the impeachment was. So why the fuck not? And if it comes out in your favor, you should be going, fuck yeah, do it. If it shows up like they did in Wisconsin, you should just be going, yeah, fucking investigate it all. Find all the fraud in the goddamn world. That way, in fucking 4 years from now, when there's another election and one side's going to claim fucking voter fraud, how about we just put an end to it this time? If anything that comes out of this, whether you like Trump or hate Trump, he is brought to the front. There are problems with our voting, especially the mail-in part, because we haven't done it on such a mass scale like this before, so we don't know what the fuck we're doing. There's obvious problems. The fact that they found thousands of votes in Georgia alone that just got missed, a USB drive's just missing with thousands of votes. That has never happened before. We've had so many recounts. We talked about this 4 or 5 weeks ago. There have been so many recounts in U.S. election history, and none of them ever produce anything but more than 10 to 20, 100 votes. There's only been a few people that have ever had anything flipped. This is historic amount of votes all of a sudden popping up out of nowhere on fucking USB drives that weren't counted. Yeah, we should probably look into a little bit more of this.
No, Project. This was not brought into place because of the pandemic. The vote-in mailing system was actually began to put into place in 2018. The Democrats have been planning this for a long time. And another thing to keep in mind with mail-in ballots, just to let you know, they were accepted far more than they ever should have been. the average over the last few elections has been a 6.5% rejection of mail-in ballots. And in this time around, we have had a
1.3.
No, it's 1.1% nationwide of mail-in ballots were actually rejected. So we had a far lower rate of rejection. And in some states, they even changed the signature requirements. So basically any signature, didn't matter if it matched or not, went right through. So we had a lot of efforts put in place long before any kind of pandemic nonsense was ever a consideration. The pieces were put in place for this mail-in ballot scheme, and the pandemic just pushed it into overdrive.
I'm not sure if Republicans are really trying to do that. They actually gain more Black and Latino votes.
I was going to say, I think this year...
It sounds like a
this year
CNN
alone-
talking point.
I was about to say, Project, that sounds like a 20-year-old talking point, man. Like, Jesus.
I think
What year is it?
in Florida? What was the vote in Florida like? Minority vote was like through the roof for Trump this election cycle, and we just had a bunch of drinking words, so we should all drink.
Yeah, we've been doing terrible with that. Real quick, while we're catching up on some drinks, do want you guys to check us out. We are on Discord now, and something fun I want to start doing in the near future is possibly doing some like call-in show or even anything. But Discord, I'll be able to run through that a lot easier. As you can imagine, just getting set up, I literally just slapped everything together on my fucking bar tonight, and then I went and took a nap and woke up late, and I was like, "Fuck, boys, sorry, I'm coming." That's why we were a little late to the show. It was kind of technical difficulties. Technically, a difficulty. But yeah, check us out. Discord. Let's see. I think I'm just big bucking on there. We don't use it very often. Tony thinks it's still for porn, so every now and then you get some.
It is for
pictures
porn.
on there.
Oh, Lord Almighty. So yes, definitely check us out there, folks, and definitely check us out here as we dive more into this all of the varying. I'll let you pick which is the next comment to bring up, Chicken.
Let's see. Well, I haven't been keeping too close track of here. Let's go grow the farm up here. Tony, let me know if we miss anything. But Grow the Farm Up says they spent 4 years trying to overturn the 2016 election. Is it not responsible to allow time for all sides to investigate and review 2020 upon headlines? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a double check anyways. Like anybody that's saying, no, that's enough, it's good enough. Oh, I wasn't aware that you thought that yours and everyone else's vote isn't worth a double check. I think it is. So I think we're going to just go as deep into that as we can. Urasama says, Black and Latino vote isn't the problem. White people who got told voting for Biden is fighting for Blacks and Latinos are the problem. Minority vote was great for Trump. Trump did outperform minority votes over pretty much any Republican in my lifetime, as far as I know. So
Right.
It was mostly white people, if you believe the actual tallies. If we're just taking it for granted, what we've been told is that white working class people didn't vote for Trump. So now we'll see in the coming years. We will know the full truth of this, and your king of extreme will ultimately be vindicated, like I always am. But we'll get to that in due time.
Project Saturday says, no, it's fine, investigate all you want, but when you keep jabbing at states you have already got recounts and lost cases, then it gets sad. And that's kind of like, I guess I understand, like, we need transparency as far as counting votes goes. We need a fair and honest election, no matter how the vote goes, no matter who the candidates are. But like all the votes being recounted in some of these states, is it necessary in all of these states, or have we not done a diligent enough job at this point in some of these states? Like, I understand a few of them are still highly contested, but like all of them that are still being investigated, is it completely necessary at this point?
Now, I got to pull up a comment here from Urasama. I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but he raises an excellent point. Recounts aren't the same as investigations, though, because here's the problem. If you have a potentially fraudulent election and you recount it, all you did was recount fraudulent numbers. You did nothing. You did actually less than nothing. All you did was just fucking waste time, effort, and energy. You did no investigation. Phil. You didn't change your methodology at all.
4 of my fingers are fake. Okay, let's count them. Obviously, there's 10. Okay, 4 of them are still fake. Let's count them again. I still see 10. Yep.
Huh.
Basically.
That's
how that works, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the recounts that we're all like, well, the recounts came back like this. Like, yeah. So and in Wisconsin they've glued one more fake finger on there. So look, they found 10 more votes for Biden. Like, this is
no, I get projects.
This election is gonna go down as the laughing stock of the fucking history books.
It will. I get projects frustration though, because even trying to try to be numb to some of it, but when you keep seeing this got thrown out, they did a recount and came up with the same thing, they did an audit, they did this, they did that, and it's just over and over and over and nothing's coming from it. I kind of get like, okay, like why like what else can we do, like what more is there? So yeah, I get when that's all you see and that's all you hear is Georgia, Michigan. But at the same time, there's got to be a reason why they're wasting that much time, money, and effort in these states. Is they really think something's there? Maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong. But it's honestly, I don't think anybody's looking for votes that are going to overturn this. Bill Barr even came out and said it. That I have not seen fraud at this time that would actually overturn. Now, he didn't say there was no voter fraud. He just said there's not enough right now that
I was about to say, for saying there's no evidence, there's hundreds of affidavits that are going the other way. We've also
his assessment,
there's potential voter tabulation machine tampering that's being investigated in Georgia.
He specifically said it and was very, very careful with his wording. And then the media went fucking nuts with it. And they're like, oh, even Bill Burr's even giving up. Or Bill Burr. Anyway, Bill Barr. Anyway, Bill Burr.
Let me take this one.
Wouldn't it be great if Bill Burr was the fucking goddamn top?
I would love it.
Let me tell you something, you motherfuckers. No, all you motherfuckers here in Capitol Hill. Fuck all of you. Yeah, it'd be great. But no, Project Sad Face, if that's the case, then why did a federal judge in Pennsylvania block the certification of the Electoral College votes in that state? If there's no evidence at all, then why did a federal judge have to stop the fucking certification? So I know we all want to think, this thing is wrapped up and in the bag, but don't catch chickens before they hatch. Again, Project, if you want to be the hare that falls asleep right before the finish line, be my guest, sir. Grow the farm up. Mail-in ballots need to be addressed ASAP. They were meant to be the exception, not the rule. 30+ million mail-in ballots. What else is going to happen in the first election with mail-in ballots? Like I said, grow the farm up. The mailbox was never meant to be the ballot box. And Donald Trump in his speech yesterday said, the most important thing I will ever do as president. The tax cut was tremendous. The judges were marvelous. The cuts in regulation were great, and he listed off his varying accomplishments in the economy, but none of that will mean anything compared to the most important thing I will ever do as president is addressing election integrity, and that will be what I dedicate every last ounce of my office to. And so that is what Donald Trump is going to try to change with whatever time he's got left, whether it's a few months or a few years. We will find out here in a few short weeks and definitely be here. I think we might even need to do a live stream Electoral College stream just for it.
Yeah, folks. We might have to.
So yeah, that is what I would encourage you to consider, sir. Tax cuts didn't. I'm sorry. I got Jesus.
It helped a majority of people. There's a few people it didn't help. Mantrip says disregarding where to go. Disregarding mail-in ballots actually hurt Trump. He could have had Georgia if he didn't fearmonger people. Maybe. I don't know.
Now, Amanda, I don't know if you know, there's a case right now that's actually talking about the potential hacking of the tabulation machines in Georgia. I actually sent Tony a video the day before about how if you can get access to the USB drive of a voting machine, you can change the tabulations in that voting machine in about a minute. And the election workers were unsupervised for hours at a time at the Atlanta voting station. So let me ask you, how much votes could someone that was dedicated and motivated flip with several hours unattended with a voting machine?
Yeah.
So her comment was in regard to him fear-mongering people about the mail-in ballots. And I've kind of come around on this because
considering we're standing here with no election results, turns out Trump was fucking right. There was no fear-mongering at all.
How can people sit here and seriously call him a fear-mongerer this whole goddamn time? And then through all of COVID and everything that's fucking going on right now, Trump's the fear-mongerer. The guy that's been trying to give people hope and try to, he's downplaying it. No, he's trying to be optimistic, you fucks. And you want to call him a fearmonger. I don't understand what fearmongering we are seeing out of him. Was it, maybe dropping fucking bombs on a 16-year-old American citizen overseas? Oh, no, that was Obama after he got mad at his daddy. You want to talk about fear-mongering? Let's be real. It's not coming from Trump. It's not really. Some of the GOP, I'll give you, some of the GOP is just fucking insane and will fearmonger to death. But the left has picked up on it over the last fucking 8, 10, 12 years, and they're really good at it.
Project Sadface is expressing some skepticism, but no, this was actually filed over Thanksgiving weekend. You can look it up yourself. This is being fought in the courts as we speak in Georgia. And the funny thing is everybody's saying, oh, look at all these weird election losses Trump is facing. Well, you got to understand what the philosophy that some of these judges are taking. They're kind of taking this have their cake and eat it too philosophy of, well, we can't allow any challenges before the election because it hasn't happened yet. You're talking about an event that hasn't happened yet. And then the day after the election, well, you knew this was coming. We all knew the election was actually on the way. And so that's been the weird legal philosophy that a lot of these judges are taking to probably get reinvited to some more, Washington, D.C. cocktail parties. So I understand, but just look it up. There's quite a bit more roots.
I still keep seeing new comments coming in of defending your downplay, but you've yet to say, or defending the fearmongering, but you have yet to say what the fearmongering was. All
right, yeah, grow the farm up. Total calamity. There's no way to certify mail-in ballots. Like I said months ago, I don't want to disenfranchise any voters. In-person paper ballots physically showing up to your precinct on National Day of Election. That is really the only way to make sure that we don't have this kind of problem again, where we don't have mass mail-in ballots where we can't verify whether it's actually a legal ballot or not in some cases. So now, unfortunately, Grow the Farm Up, you can expect this to be ramped up. It will be ramped up as much as the Democrats possibly can, because whether by hook or crook, this delivered them a presidential election as far as they're concerned. So you can expect this to only become more so. Grow the Farm Up. If we don't restore integrity in our elections, it's the end of the country as we know it. Agreed. You're absolutely right.
Yep.
In rare instances, absentee ballots are probably necessary, but cap mail-in ballots at 5% of registered voters, which means we'll probably only get about 5% of shenanigans and chicanery. I'm sorry. It's like I said months ago, we don't have a system that has enough security to the point where people will actually trust the system. I was called a fool. I was called old-fashioned. I was called stuck in the past. And yet here we are. All of that analysis was wrong, and your king of extreme was right. What do you know? Funny how that works.
That was a shot at Tony. Should we get Tony's response?
What? I don't know what you're talking about. Hi, Tony. Hang on.
Go back to the comments. Oh, look, here's a comment from Tony G because it's the only fucking way he can got a goddamn
Dude,
word.
I just set you up with a platform, damn it.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it. I'm just waiting for Phil to interrupt me and cut me off.
Aww.
Tony trying to respond to a fucking comment like 20 minutes ago. Had Trump taken advantage of mail-in ballots and not scared people away from the concept, things could have been different in total votes. Yeah, I said this weeks ago. The Republicans went on the defensive, and if you listen to Phil, the fucking super goddamn uber conservative righty goddamn fear-mongering fucking defensive, because basically he's been saying for a year and a half now that this is the devil, it's the worst thing ever, and he's taking these mini victories and he's spiking the football because, oh my God,
right.
it's fraud. Well, if you predict fraud and then you fucking look for fraud, it's like watching the movie 23, the number 23. If you look hard enough for something, you're going to find it. Like, we know all politicians are crooked. We know there's cheating every election. We know there's voter fraud every election, but we just don't talk about it or accept it. But
that makes it okay.
These are different times.
And it's all fine.
Want to play
You can
dirty
just look
and
the other way
dirty
because
laundry,
it always
and
happens.
here I'll just fucking be guilty of it. There we go. And the Democrats want to now. Yep. The Democrats want to air the dirty laundry.
You wouldn't have to mute me. That's all.
So, yeah.
Tony dropped out. Hey, I'm sorry. I was vindicated. I'm sorry that that's the way it turned out. I was ultimately vindicated. Hey, guys, we're going to have a clusterfuck of a disaster with mail-in voting. And guess what? No one's going to trust the election results. And that's where we're at. We're like, nobody trusts the election results because we had a clusterfuck of an election. So I'm sorry, that was just me being vindicated. It sucks. I wish we weren't here. I wish we had a free and fair election that was
I predict
transparent.
tomorrow will be Friday, and when tomorrow is Friday, I'll be so vindicated. It's going to be so awesome, you guys.
Tony, 20-3.
Holy shit.
But yeah, so folks, again, like I said, you're king of extreme, vindicated again, hashtag vindicated. Even Tony G in the comments, as you can plainly see, completely agrees with me that I have been vindicated. Thank you, Tony. Thank you.
So
and also,
so I'm gonna take this opportunity to try to volley a topic shift and pivot. How about we start talking about COVID's big fucking return with the lockdowns and how that's changing shit right now and impacting. Yes.
Damn it.
Sorry. But seriously, there were 2 states in the country up until 2 weeks ago that did 0 mask mandates or any draconian pushes on anything. And one of the 2 buckled, which was Iowa, of course, where I'm moving, and moving from South Dakota. Dude, the pressure that they put on Kristi Noem and in the just fucking everybody in South Dakota, Jesus Christ, a fucking state with 800,000 people had so much pressure and so much CNN fucking headlines and so much what's that the lady that used to be on with Cuomo in the morning, I can't remember. Jesus Christ, they had that nurse on from South Dakota and was like, people on their deathbed are telling me that COVID's not real. Dude, I live in South Dakota. I looked up the county and the hospital she worked at. Since the start of the pandemic, they have had less than fucking 25 deaths. And she's an ER nurse. And then I saw another guy who actually called the hospital she works at and asked, "Do ER nurses are they bedside with your COVID patients?" And they said, "Absolutely not. They will help get them checked in, unless they're in cardiac arrest or in some horrible state. They're not sitting there bedside with them." I'm like, so where is this chick getting her account from? Of people on their deathbed in South Dakota saying COVID's not real. This was the fake fucking mainstream media bullshit narratives that scare people. You want to talk about fear mongering? That whole thing was just somebody saw a Twitter thread and went, look, we got a nurse in South Dakota and she'll fucking lie and say whatever the fuck we want her to say on national TV and scare people into wearing masks. Now, I don't want to get into a mask debate. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't wear a mask. We've hammered this one. But the fact that they're doing that, because it's the only state that has not done a draconian, unconstitutional mandate, and the media is like, how dare you? Wait, where's my Greta button? I'll have to find it. How dare you not how dare you not break the Constitution and do a draconian mandate? How dare you? How dare you? You fucking do it now. This nurse said so. That, like, you want to talk about fear mongering? They're trying to scare the shit out of people into going, yes, government, take my rights away. I'm just, what the fuck is going on?
I need to address this. Now, fascinatingly enough, we're having this big spike in COVID, because people aren't masking and they're not social distancing, supposedly. Yet on the same time, we've had a drastic decrease in flu because people are masking and social distance.
What though?
I'm sure the big brains will figure that one out. I'm sure. So yeah, we will. He's back. Welcome back, T. So that's my.
I lost track.
No, I'm not denying it whether or not it's on the rise, but I'm just like, So if masking, social distancing, and lockdowns forever are good enough to supposedly bring the flu down.
Wait. I gotta stop you.
Why is it not working with COVID? Go ahead.
So I don't know when Phil ever said this. Ever.
No, I'm not saying they're the same thing.
He said the flu numbers were down.
Yeah, they are down vastly this year because people are masking and social distancing.
Yeah, so it's a good thing for the flu.
These are not my statistics, by the way. Like, I'm just letting you know.
Hey, hang on. That's the thing, though. You're right, because if normally we go about our lives without wearing masks, without socially distancing, and we have typical flu case numbers and flu death numbers, but we have a majority or even half of the country wearing masks and social distancing, absolutely, it's proving that those two things do work when it comes to certain things. Now, is it going to completely 100% prevent COVID? Absolutely not, because obviously not everybody is practicing these things, and some people are going to have other means of contracting it from somebody else. So it's not a perfect system, but it is at least something. And if it's preventing flu numbers, at least it's doing something. I mean, Jesus, do we need flu and COVID at the same time? So it's not like it's doing nothing. It is helping. And yes, we are seeing, especially like in Nebraska, right now we're seeing numbers that we didn't see all summer. So it's spiking in certain areas and it's down in some areas. But at the same time, we're in the midst of still not knowing who's going to be, the president come the end of this thing. And we're nearing a vaccine and we don't know how the vaccine's going to be handled. So it's all just kind of getting through this winter at this point. And I'll stick by it. I don't care at this point. I don't give a shit. If I go in a store, I'm putting a fucking mask on for the most part. Like, there's certain places around my tiny little town that there's nobody in there. And there's already plexiglass. I probably don't need to throw a mask on. If I go into a big retail store where there's more than 5 people, I'm probably going to throw the fucking mask on. Just do it and don't sneeze in somebody's eyeball. It's that simple.
Thanks for coming, Crop Cover. Thanks for being here.
Yes. There's a couple things I want to bring up while we're going through this. So, this is California playgrounds. Okay.
Oh God, I can only imagine
Yeah.
what I'm about to do here.
So this is Governor Newsom. Now, okay, it's easy to pick on Newsom.
He makes it easy.
That's not where I really want to go. I just want to give an image of we are going to caution line tape a playground for children. Okay, so Project is a good example of this. My son, I'm most of you guys probably wouldn't think it, but I have kept my son out of school all year. I've argued that school should be open, and available, but I have the option to have my kid being homeschooled because he does have asthma, and if he gets the virus, I have to worry about that. So I've kept him out of. Is my mic fucked up again, Tom? Jesus Christ, I don't know. No, I'm using my mic.
I've been saying that for an hour.
Jesus. It says it's on the right mic. God damn it! I was in the middle of a point.
Fucking chicken only listens to Tom. I swear to God.
Now, luckily, Nebraska playgrounds don't look like that, thank God. But my
yes,
God,
they did at the beginning of this thing. Yes, they did.
Is my mic better now?
Which one?
Yes, finally.
Fucking Christ! We just did an hour and a half with a shitty mic. All right, thanks. Sorry, Tony. I did listen to you before. I switched it over before and asked if it was okay, and everybody was like, "Yeah, it's better." Okay. Anyway, so with these lockdowns and all this this horseshit going on, did you guys see the Michigan was it a bar or restaurant owner who like interrupted a news broadcast? There were because they sat out in front of his store and they were gonna like do this little thing of like, hey, this guy's not closing down his business. Well, he comes out and he goes, the government gave out $4 trillion fucking dollars to special interests and to campaign donors. How the hell are we as business owners going to allow all these big box places where people are sitting there right next to each other? They have restaurants inside these big box chains and people are sitting there right next to each other, masked up or not masked up, and nothing happens. But me as a small business owner who's trying to follow the regulations gets shut down. Why is all of this only pointing to small business? Why is small business have to foot the bill and get their ass kicked? He goes, $4 trillion. You could have gave every American $20,000 instead of giving it to special interests and all your other bullshit that you did. You could have gave every American $20,000, told us to sit home for 2 months, and you know what? We would have fucking done it.
Yep,
he's right.
It's an interesting perspective, but I wonder what I really wonder what the economic implications would be to just give everyone $20,000 overnight. First of all, you're going to see
I'm sure
have a lot of unintended consequences. You're going to completely warp the value of everything in our world suddenly. If everybody has $20,000, suddenly shit's going to be worth $10,000. It was $200 before.
All right. That's the wrong argument to make, Phil. That's the silliest argument to make. It doesn't have to be $20,000. How about you give them enough money to survive? Give them enough money to survive for 2 months instead of giving it to the oligarchs and the fucking special interests. That's all he was saying.
Exactly.
Why do we give all this money?
Well, it should have been a repeat payment. It should have been $1,200 a month rather than the one-time $1,200 check.
Drop the goddamn ball on this so fucking hard compared to the rest of the world. It's a fucking joke and it's an insult to every American who actually look at the fucking election results and look how many people actually went out and voted or mailed in their fucking vote this year. This record turnout of votes, and it's a goddamn insult that we were the worst country in response to actually giving people a means to survive during this fucking thing and telling us to stay home and making people go under from their small businesses folding from not being able to open, and we still turned out in record number to vote. It's a slap in the face to every one of the people that went out and voted or turned in their vote. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
I'm just going over some of these comments here, but I know you guys are saying it's the wrong argument to make, but no, I'm sorry. Values and pricing is actually the main mechanism.
Well, look at all those countries that did give their citizens X amount of dollars to survive. Did it devalue their fucking economy? I mean, honestly, I'm asking, did it?
Yeah.
Give me an example. I want to know. Back it up. Back up your claim.
The pound, the Australian dollar, they've all been falling.
The US dollar?
I'm sorry. It's
the US dollar too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not as hard.
Dude. No, hold on. Over 20% of the money in circulation right now was printed within the last year. Do you know that, Phil?
Yeah, that's why I've kind of been raising hey guys, if we do this much more, we're going to completely warp all values in the economy. Shit that used to be worth $200 is now going to be worth $10,000 because the guy knows you have the $20,000.
Do you think $1,200 checks to everybody is 20+%? No, it's not.
No, it didn't. It went to the Nancy Pelosi Playhouse that her daughter works at. It went to all of these like Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts, and that's where a lot of this money ended up going.
Exactly.
Yeah, we
that's all
probably
this guy was pointing out. Was like, why would you give all the? Probably should have given it to just hardworking Americans. And yeah,
God, wouldn't that have been fucking nice instead of
that'd have been marvelous. That'd have been marvelous. Like I said, it should have been a continuous monthly check.
That was the point the guy was trying to make. I get your point, Phil, that like just giving every single person $20,000 and say, "Hey, stay home for 2 months." That's probably in hindsight,
that's
probably
some
not a good
unintended
idea.
Consequences.
There's some
it'll
consequences there.
It'll have some unintended consequences. That's all I'm saying.
I get you, but the point is,
if
let's
you want
not
the
give
doomsday
special
scenario,
interest
ask
much money.
Phil. He'll give it to you.
Well, not necessarily doomsday, just
typically
pricing mechanism is kind of an important thing. It's kind of the most important thing in all of our lives, whether we want to admit it or not. We got to keep the pricing
God forbid
mechanism.
people be able to live.
Yeah, that's.
Are you under the impression that I don't want people to live? Like, I'm sorry, that is a terrible argument to make. I'm trying to keep everything.
What was yours originally?
In the economy, making sure that we don't have vastly wild fucking swings in prices, and you're saying that that's making people not want to live. Do you know the kind of poverty? Do you know the kind of impoverishment and suffering and runaway inflation
and we'll make sure that they can still
Oh my God.
because that's the important
I'm
thing.
sorry, dude.
Make sure the airlines can stay open during a
Pie in the
pandemic.
sky. Wouldn't it be
That's
nice
important.
if everybody just had everything? If everybody just had their own planet to rule?
You sound like
it'd
a
be great.
communist, Bill. Calm down. You sound like a communist.
But yeah, Tony, I'm sorry.
I like Tom's
the price
comment here.
mechanism is what keeps us all
Every
in check.
American in the earth would be popping.
New rims and hydros, bitch.
That's the thing. Like you're like back when George
Each rim
Bush,
would be $5,000 now
the fight,
because they know you have the $20,000. That's how inflation works. But anyway.
yeah, God, the economy. What a shame that would be. I thought Trump liked that thing.
Not wild runaway inflation that destroys any economy. Like, Jesus, I'm sorry, man. But like, I get it. It would be like the guy's got great sentiment. It's a good sentiment. But again, it's one of those things that when you actually break down the economic impacts of it, it's like, it's going to be some unintended consequences to all that, folks. So, but yes, the stimulus check should have continued.
Justin, you see why I get so entertained, and I can just sit back sometimes because the tension, like the girlfriend boyfriend like tension that goes on between these two, sometimes it's so fun. Like I just gotta sit back and let them argue with each other. Sometimes it's so good. So,
yeah, we usually waste it on the messenger and we don't save it for the show, and then we don't have anything for the show.
It's a good thing I fucking fell asleep tonight, then, huh?
Well, yeah, no, I mean we didn't have a show last week, so we were able to save up some of the tension.
Yeah.
So normally, folks, you miss all of this marvelousness because about once a week, me and Tony, as of late, have had just one like, you know what? No, fuck you, you're wrong. No, fuck you, you're wrong. And it's been actually pretty fun. But
it's really fun because every now and then I just throw in something that I know will piss them both off, and then they just attack each other. It's great.
Yeah. Do you remember when he said this? Ooh.
Yeah, you remember when Phil 3 weeks ago, and Phil would be like, I didn't say that, and then I'll go find it and screenshot it and send it. Like, yeah, and then Phil has to defend it. And be like, no.
Phil does mental gymnastics to say he didn't say it.
Phil does a great job with it. He'd be like, he'll go, my words were chosen very carefully.
I
very carefully.
I always do choose them very carefully, folks. You always got to know that. So
don't actually commit to your stance and leave your comments open-ended. That way you can backtrack at anything. It's great.
Well, they're right enough as is. I mean, they're correct enough as is. Do I really need to put the correct whipped cream and cherry on top too? I mean, it's just garnish at this point.
Not the spectator. I would say I'm the instigator.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's fair. Now getting back to comments
not to say
here.
that me and Tony and me and Phil don't get into it. It's just these two more often than not. Yeah.
Project Sadface, like I said, mint a coin for $10 trillion and trade it for cash to the treasury. We will be fine. That was an episode of The Simpsons.
Yep.
Where Mr. Burns had a $10 trillion bill and then he ran off with it. Now, remember, Project Sadface, Obama actually was planning to do this during the 2008 economic crash. He was going to mint, I think it was not one $10 trillion coin, but like $100 trillion coins that were just going to be at the discretion of the Federal Reserve or the office of the president. And it was just going to be this, but everybody around him kind of like, that's a bit of an extreme power grab there that the president can just throw $1 trillion coin whenever he wants to. So that was kind of nixed. But I wouldn't be a bit surprised if a similar idea wends its way down the system if Joe Biden were to make it to the presidency. That would be an idea he might actually try. Okay, Justin Chris.
Yeah.
He brought it up. We kind of got to go there now, don't we, guys?
Yeah, I think it's time. I honestly,
I
don't know a ton about this.
I was going to say, all I know about this is that there was a monolith in Utah. Nobody knows how it got there. Nobody knows why it was there. And then some guys lifted it up with a crane in the middle of the night. That's all I know about the Utah monolith. And
I just have all, because this is like every day there's a new story about it and so many weird things. Now there's one in California that showed up yesterday, like similar to the same in Utah. I heard that
same one.
The Utah one like disappeared, and then there was like a pile of rocks, and under it there was a triangle. Like a couple days after they found it, like, and I don't know how many memes I saw of "Don't fucking touch it. It's 2020. Leave it alone. Just fucking leave. Like, get away from it."
That's the best part about this is like this is an art. This is just brilliant art because timing is everything, and there's never been a better time than something like this.
Another one in Romania.
Ooh,
that was 2 days ago.
This is obviously like
a
group effort. This is obviously a group effort for somebody who has a lot of disposable cash.
Now the California one disappeared too.
God damn it.
Oh my god.
God damn it. That was 2 hours ago.
How big are these things? Like, what's the size?
The thing has gone mimetic. It's now a meme that people are fucking.
They're at least like 10. They're at least like 10, 12 foot tall. Because the original picture I seen was the two pilots were like one was standing on the other guy's back. So I'm guessing they were both at least 5 foot. So probably 10 foot or more because they still were struggling to reach the top of it. Maybe we can find that image here in a minute. Mystery of Utah's disappearing monolith explained. All right, let's see what this is. This is 2 hours old.
Well, while you look that up for a minute, give me just one moment to address this Project Sadface about how we print our own money anyways. I don't know if you've ever gotten the Gods talk, GODS. It's the 4 things that actually run our world. It's the thing that makes all of our currencies work. Guns, oil, drugs, and sex. Those are the 4 things that run the world, and if you don't have guns, oil, and drugs, you really don't hold political power. But so anywho, the monolith. Fuck me running. Why is this a thing, though? Why are people doing this? Does anybody know in the comments? Has anybody got any idea what the fuck is going on with these things?
We need some help in the comments here because the news is losing their fucking mind on this, which this is the kind of news I like.
What, the news?
Like, even when CNN posts an article about this, I'm like, okay, I gotta see what CNN's got to say about this. Like, it's like I'll even jump to the sources that I usually don't jump to just to like, what is going on here? This has been one of those fascinating ones because it's like it's the mysterious 2020. The craziest year ever, and now we have this weird 10 foot plus tall fucking silver monolith just show up, and 2 pilots just happen to be flying overhead. So I've had suspicions from the start because I'm like, who could put it there? It'd have to be somebody with like a helicopter
Yeah, a lot of money.
that could move it around. So I'm like, did they drop it there, take pictures with it, make this whole fake story, and then fly in the middle of the night because it's in the desert and take it out? And just, is this some weird practical joke? I don't know. This is so weird. Let's see here. So there's this might actually have the pictures of the two pilots next to it. Of course, they got to make their own video and got to have ads. Hold on, I can shut off the ads here.
Grow the
You
farm
can't
up.
hear it.
Monolith distraction from the totally legit election that just took place that clearly no one has any issues with. LOL. I mean, seriously, now they're throwing aliens in the news. Come on, people. That's pretty valid take there.
Supposedly, these are pictures of 4 men taking it apart. So this looks like it's cut in half, and so not only cut in half the height wise, but also down the middle because it looks like it's hollowed out.
Yeah.
So if that's a real photo, this thing could easily just be like slapped together and thrown up anywhere in minutes. Really.
Autobots transform. Like, that would be lit.
That would be lit. It's a nice distraction. Like this is something like I don't care how much money they're spending on this, just the mystery of it. I'm happy with, even if it's total hoax, total fake, total bullshit. Oh, it's something that you like. You see that news article pop up. You see that weird news article pop up. Like, I don't know if you guys ever done this. I got several news apps on my phone. Every morning I scroll through them, but they always have that like one sci-fi section or the odd news or whatever it may be. I always hit that one at the end, and that's where I'm like, oh, okay. Now, then I forget about Donald Trump and Joe Biden and all the problems, and
Tom,
and I'm
don't
like,
you even
fucking asteroid gonna hit us in 20 years? Fuck me! Like,
Tom, don't you even fucking get me started on the goddamn Georgia Guidestones, all right? Like, oh my god!
Oh, that one's crazy.
We don't have enough time on the show tonight to get into fucking Georgia Guidestones. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Is...
I'm interested in that. What do we know about that? I'm actually curious. About
give us an intro. Maybe we'll do a whole show on that sometime.
No shit. Yeah, I got Wikipedia pulled up. We can do a preview. Let's preview this.
Yes, preview for next week, folks. Actually, next week is going to be pretty close to Christmas, so we'll probably just do that after.
There's 3 weekends before Christmas.
Yeah, I think we got time. According to Wikipedia. The Georgia Guidestones are a granite monument erected in 1980 in Elbert County, Georgia, in the United States. A set of 10 guidelines is inscribed on the structure in 8 modern languages, and a shorter message is inscribed at the top of the structure in 4 ancient language scripts. The monument stands at an approximate elevation of 750 feet, 230 meters above sea level, about 90 miles east of Atlanta, 45 miles from Athens, Georgia, and 9 miles north of the center of the city, Elberton. 1 slab stands in the center with 4 arranged around it. A capstone lies on top of the 5 slabs, which are astronomically aligned, and an additional stone tablet, which is set in the ground a short distance to the west of the structure, provides some notes on the history and the purpose of the Guidestones. The structure is sometimes referred to as an American Stonehenge. The monument is 19 feet 3 inches tall, made from 6 granite slabs weighing 237,746 pounds in all. The anonymity of the Guidestones authors and their apparent advocacy of population control, eugenics, and internationalism have made them an object of controversy and conspiracy theories. So here's some pictures of said Guidestones. I've honestly learned about.
You should read the 10 tenets. You should read the 10 tenets that they've got, Tony, because we're not going to do that yet. Shit.
I learning about these this year.
Yeah, built by, I believe it was the Lucius Publishing Company back many years ago, back in the early 20th century, that actually financed the building of the Georgia Guidestone. So I've been doing a little bit of, but yeah, the whole point of it, I forget what the number is. I think it's like 500,000. It directs that the human population should be kept to no more than 500,000. And but it's some number like that, and it's just internationalist psycho babble. Is like when I read it, it's just like every far like super tanky commie's just wettest dream. Okay, it's like that's why I've always like motherfucker, really? Like, yeah, so that's why I've always been like, don't get me fucking started on the goddamn Georgia Guidestones. But yeah, if I think why can't the sci-fi have so, sci-fi does. They got Cthulhu. Are you kidding me? They got Lovecraft. I mean, if they want true end of the world, hellfire, brimstone. I mean, you really can't top Cthulhu.
Like, Bill Gates went back in time and created the Georgia Guidestones. Crop cover, Georgia Stone.
How dare you?
New World Order. Excellent. Yeah. We got a great appearance.
How dare you? But yeah, now, let me ask you, folks. We'll also ask because Bill Gates got brought up. We'll just take a quick poll of everybody in the comments and here on the show. Vaccine drops. Anybody getting first in line to take it?
Got him.
Yeah. That's. I'm gonna wait on that one just a minute or two, or 10 or.
So
50.
here's the deal with the vaccine thing. Let's go on a tangent on this one. So there's already talks of not only. There's a lot of people worried about this. So first, they're going to roll it out. They've already talked. It's only going to be for the elderly, those in need of it, which makes sense. Like if you're going to vaccinate the people, like how about you vaccinate the ones that need it? Okay, that makes sense. So for herd immunity, because you have to combine herd immunity with a vaccine as well, because you're never going to vaccinate every single person. Like it's not going to happen unless it's for something that kills a lot of people and not 0.3%, right? So if you cover 80% of those that are most likely to be infected and be harmed by it, then you start reaching the herd immunity level to where vaccination. So the whole like mandatory vaccination, we've seen it from Ticketmaster to where like you can't come see this or this or this and go to this show unless you have your little symbol on your ticket saying you've been vaccinated. Then they've started talking like people are. This is the one that I'm not getting on board with conspiracy wise. I don't see it happening. It's not realistic. They're like, will like a Target or Best Buy or Walmart not allow you come into their store without having the vaccine? I'm like, no, they're not going to do that because they can't force their employees to do it. Like it's completely unconstitutional to force that upon you. I mean, that's why there's talks about anti-vaxxers today. Like there's some states that will push the boundaries, but then you have the right to vote with your feet and move to a different state. So I think there will be some states that make this super draconian, just like we've seen with other things. However, you can't force a business to do it. You like this is going to get kind of murky water with some areas. I see California probably going to be a problem area for this. Maybe even Cuomo in New York making this a problem. But like the vaccine thing, like most healthy Americans that are young and vibrant and under the age of 45, 50, you're probably not going to be forced to do anything, and it'll be more voluntary. But if you're in a category of people that are more vulnerable, yeah, you're probably going to be strongly recommended, damn near forced to take this vaccine, and whether you like it or not, which is going to be strange for some of us and people we know.
Let me get some comments in here.
While you pull them up, I just wanted to say.
Okay, go ahead, Phil.
I just wanted to say, Chicken, the reason that they don't mandate you to have a vaccination when you go into these stores is because they don't have a streamlined system to verify it.
Exactly.
Yet. Take it away, T. Take it away,
Dun,
Zeke.
dun.
Okay, so we got comments here. Urasama says, I'm going to wait a good 100 years before taking that vaccine.
Can we talk about the vaccine real quick, since he put
Here,
that
here.
up? That comment specifically. Gonna wait 100 years for it. Okay, so anybody who's like, no, I want the vaccine right now. I want you to think about this. This was a vaccine. Most vaccines take 5 to 20 years on average, somewhere in there. That's crazy. We made one in 10 months, and we're rushing it through studies and testing. That doesn't sound fishy at all. The drug companies or the drug manufacturers have complete immunity. If something goes wrong, they have complete immunity. They can't be sued. So if you take this vaccine, even though they trial tested it on thousands of people and it works really, really well, well, guess what? Maybe it just doesn't work on people in Arizona, and everybody in Arizona fucking falls over dead. They are safe. Maybe they have a bad batch. Maybe somebody mixes some weird shit into just 100 vials. They have complete immunity, which means standards are going to be low. This is everybody's like, yeah, I'll fucking take it. Because I saw Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, I think even Barack Obama said he would do it. They're all like, we'll take the new vaccine publicly live on TV to help gain people's confidence in the vaccine. I'm like, you don't think those three motherfuckers are going to have that thing like super fucking tested to make sure that shit's clear? You don't think that one's not going to be a placebo fucking shot? Like,
I was about to say, those motherfuckers are getting injections of saline solution. That's fucking piss. Like, what? Don't fucking piss on my leg and tell me it's raining.
Obama and Biden and even like George Bush was pictured as like, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, they're getting fucking water. It's sugar water. A few more comments. Here we go. Grow the farm up. If Dave Chappelle takes it, consider it. If Rogan takes it, If Alex Jones takes it, run away.
Yep.
Amanda, question. They say it's the fastest drug created since the 1930s, but what about the H1N1 vaccine? Wasn't that developed within a year?
I don't know. Let me look that up.
Jamie, can we look that up?
Or some airlines are already planning to require vaccine passes. Also, apps that allow people to show they've been vaccinated are coming out. It's going to get creepy.
The Chinese social credit system is on its way.
Oh, God.
Crop cover says, no way. Brant, Biden will change that. Just saying. Justin, Dave Chappelle was caught freaking out about wearing a mask. I'm straight up willing to go live in a forest if the vaccine goes mandatory. Not to mention the effects can potentially take place years later. Well, that's with anything, though. I mean,
real quick to the
we could still be
H1N1.
waiting to see the fucking problems with cell phones being in our pockets all day, every day.
So real quick, H1N1 was a influenza flu virus, not a coronavirus. So yes, they had a vaccine created, but it took them 5 months for a strain of already known influenza. So coronavirus is novel. It's new. We've never dealt with this before at this scale. So and Tom's gonna wait a couple weeks. Good Tom. Good.
I want it quickly, but I won't be the first in line. And that's
why not, Tom? Why not?
In case it makes you grow wings out of your ass. That's why. Like,
I like this. Yeah, I'll wait for the vaccine when Xbox Series X stops overheating.
I was about to say, I don't even want to be one of the early adopters of the new consoles, let alone a new vaccine. Are you fucking?
Well, yeah, that's
how about the complete lack in thoughts from anybody who's got a platform in a mainstream media news source or a fucking big channel? How about you take vitamins, exercise, zinc, all the things like that zinc thing? That's real. That helps. Exercise helps. Vitamins help. Nobody on the news is going, hey, how about you live a healthier lifestyle, and then if you get it, you usually brush it off in a day. If you're unhealthy and you get it, it takes you like 3 days. If you have a disease that could kill you anyway, and then you get it, you're probably gonna die. Like, it's just that's not what's being portrayed. It's just COVID's gonna kill you. Put on a mask, you cunt. I'm like,
let me take this one quick. Urasama.
it took me an hour and a half to say cunt, by the way.
It did. Good job. Cell phones being in pockets. Sperm count has dramatically dropped in recent years. Possible connection. Could also be other stuff. Actually, what other stuff that you're referencing here is the cell phone being in your pocket, not because of radioactive waves shooting into your thigh, but because you have a cell phone in your pocket that can access Pornhub. That's why sperm counts are lower.
No. What was that movie? What was that movie? It was like God, what was the one where they like men couldn't have kids anymore, or had no sperm anymore? Or was it leader of men or
Children of Men?
Children of Men. That's what it was. Yeah,
not a very good movie. Great title.
Well, it was a great title. It was a good storyline, but yeah, you're right. The movie was kind of mediocre.
Or this one.
Hell Comes... Yeah, the actual good version of Children of Men, Hell Comes... Now, if they would have had Children of Men starring Rowdy Roddy Piper, then completely different. Like, it would have been 5-star film, would have been, like, it would have got the Oscar. Like, it was... that would have been the way to go.
Okay, Project
no, go up one.
Up a good point.
No, go up one. Tony's
Tony
proof
has
that
like
cell phone
12
pockets don't
kids.
affect sperm count.
Yeah, okay, that's probably fair. All right.
Yeah, I was about to say, man. Tony, like, don't take this the wrong way, but man, you got enough coming you to shampoo a buffalo. So yeah, that ain't a fucking problem. So
I'm not that close to buffaloes that often, Phil.
well, good. They'd appreciate it. Jesus. So now that we've blown any chance of sponsorships,
yeah, we killed that a long time ago.
Oh, we killed that dead. Like the fact that you can only go about an hour without dropping a C-bomb per podcast. That's
I know.
But yeah,
the rest of the world will catch up to me. It's okay.
People were kind of saying the same thing about radio waves when they first started coming. Like, it's going to affect your brain. It's going to affect. So we'll see what happens with that. But in regards to the vaccine, I'm going to wait until I know that the elderly populations have had their fill, and then I will examine at that point. It's proven and accepted by industry experts. Like, wow, Tony, I didn't bet you thought this was going to be the way the show went.
No, it's not what I was expecting, but I'm finding things out about myself, so that's pretty cool.
Here, I do have one breaking story that actually just got sent to me not too long ago. This is actually kind of a more of a pop culture relevant type story. Let me get my screen. So we've already seen like the death of movie theaters and actually almost the death of Hollywood, which in a way I'm like, yay, but at the same time, I want some good movies. Like, I want some entertainment. This story is actually pretty disturbing when you think of the future of if you're a moviegoer and you like going to the theater. Warner Brothers says all 2021 films will be streamed. So this will be simultaneous when they put these movies out into the theater. If you are on HBO Max, you don't have to go to the movie theater. You can just stay at home and watch it, which I see a lot of good from this, but I see a lot of like smaller movie theaters totally going under because of this.
Oh, yeah.
Even bigger ones. This is going to cause like a movie theater war. Because what are the two big ones? There's AMC. What's the other one? It's like Cineplex or something. I can't fucking remember. But no, it's going to be a battle of the big corporate movie theaters and which one can survive.
I was about to say, like, I've got a daughter, so for like the last 10 years, the only movies I've seen in a theater features some, animated Disney princess and her animal best friend. That's basically all I've seen in theaters for a long time, and I thought that was basically what held up the industry. Because Frozen
all I've
3,
seen
the
is
place is fucking
shitty. All I've seen is
that was the last
shitty
time I saw
fucking Marvel movies because they suck.
Yeah, when I went to Frozen 3 or Frozen 2 or 3, I don't know which one we're on, but Frozen 2 place was fucking packed. It was just an army of PewDiePie subscribers. Like, my army of 9-year-olds will take you. It was the funniest thing to see. But man, this is going to be the possible final death nail because what's the purpose of a movie theater other than to get the kids out of the house for a few hours or date night? What's its purpose now?
Yeah. No, that's exactly right. You can buy a popcorn maker. You can make your own home theater in your house now. You can buy theater chairs to put in your house now. I'm actually, my wife posted on Facebook the other day. If any of you are friends with her, but she's like, don't when the husband says you can buy new furniture, don't wait because he comes up with ideas. I was like, honey, I can make the whole basement into a fucking big movie theater. This is gonna be epic. She's like, oh fucking god damn it. She got mad.
Now,
I haven't lost this battle yet.
I would be more enthused about the movies if it wasn't for the fact that 9 times out of 10, when you go to see a movie, you've got a movie that's trying to fix their audience, or they're trying to put a message through to you. And there's times I just want to watch a show, or I just want to watch a movie, and I don't want something that's going to try and preach to me or try and fix me. Yes. I don't want to be fixed. I just want to enjoy a fucking movie once in a while. And that's the big problem Hollywood has now is not only are we going to entertain our audience, but let's try and fix our audience too. Yeah. And that's getting a little old. When it's sprinkled in once in a while, it's actually good. But now that it's every fucking movie and every fucking show, it's just, I kind of just, that's kind of why I'm glad Tony and I got the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, or some kind of entertainment outlet that isn't just constantly inundating me with that, only minorly inundating me with that.
Yeah, no, just movies in general have just kind of slowly turned trashy. I don't know if we hit the peak in the height of movies in I don't know, maybe I'm watching too many YouTube videos on anti fucking woke culture. Might be part of my problem because but there is an anti-woke culture that's hitting the movies and ruining movies. Seriously. Oh fuck. What was the chick's name from Juno? This is a big controversy. I saw Ben Shapiro and fucking everybody losing their goddamn mind this last week because the chick from Juno came out. She came out a year ago as a lesbian, and then she came out last week as she transitioned to a male and wants to be called Elliot now. And I'm like, who fucking cares? Why is this who gives a shit? Why are we feeding into goddamn, especially the Ben Shapiros of the world that are totally against even the idea of this, which I don't necessarily think that's his position, but
I'm sure he's going to get a week's worth of shows out of this.
Why? Exactly.
Why? Why do you give them a platform?
Chicken, this is publicity. Okay,
I know.
We are living in a world where this is actually a social credit. So I have no doubt that this person's transition is legitimate, but you are going to see it in the future, and probably the nearer future than you think.
Yes.
That someone who is not that way at all is going to come out as either gay or trans just for the publicity. You're going to see that within our lifetime, folks, just because there's some sort of social credit that's attached to this now. Okay. And we're talking about this person, aren't we? They're getting free publicity.
This part here, hang on. This comment here, yes, and they are going to still play female roles also. Well, will Ellen or Elliot be able to do that because now we're shitting on people. What was
No,
the
it
one I
opens
just saw
up
the
more
other day?
roles. It
Well,
allows them to
this
play
week
more roles in
they
woke
cast
movies.
somebody. There was somebody cast in a musical or a movie. I can't remember which, that was playing somebody with a mental condition that didn't have a mental condition, and people lost their minds because an actor was portraying somebody with a mental condition. That's the craft of acting. It's called acting because you're acting to be somebody you're not. That's the fucking point. But somehow we've completely lost total sight of that, which completely baffles me.
No, what baffles me is that we all have to pay attention to it. Like, honestly, like Amanda's comment just a second ago of that community cares, the LGBT plus community cares. That's great. Let them care. I don't. I don't watch this chick's movies. Like, I like Juno when it came out. It was an okay movie. It was a different kind of movie. I'm a movie buff. I like storylines, and I thought it was a pretty decent movie. Do I give a shit about her personal life? No, I don't. A movie is there to entertain you. It's not for me to get politically involved about personal beliefs and hates or whatever. Like the politicization. Yes, I'm hitting scotch, folks. But it's fucking annoying. Like, I don't understand why I have to care whether I need to call her Emma or Elliot. If I didn't watch the news and I call her Emma on accident on Twitter, you get banned because you dead named her. This is turned into such a toxic, like, you're a fucking bigot now because you don't like that she transitioned. I never said I didn't like. I don't care. I don't care. Be you. Do what you want to do. Nobody gives a shit about your personal life.
It's a little bit like the Bill Burr bit about, like, he's seeing two gay men make out on the street, and he kind of goes, ugh. And then this other lady goes, well, you're just being homophobic. It's like, what? Nuh-uh. I mean, like, I don't like it when somebody has a little bit of mustard on the side of their, like, where's the line? Am I supposed to go like, yeah, grab his ass, woo? Like, what? Like, where's the line? Like, there is a point where I could be like, right. I don't really want to see that in my public day. Like, I understand that, so it's kind of a callback to the Bill Burr bit there a little bit, but I don't know. I get it, but at the same time,
hang on. So, like, Amanda's comment here is, if you don't care, don't talk about it. Well, it's not that he doesn't care, but he's talking about it because it angers him. I think what Chicken's trying to say is it's more personal celebrity lifestyle. We don't give a fuck about them because they're a celebrity. We shouldn't have to care about them because they're a celebrity. We don't care who you date. We don't care what your lifestyle choice is. We don't care what you want to go through life being gender-wise. It's not news. It's not something we should feel obligated to care about. But if you mistake somebody who has transitioned, like, that cancel culture will attack you, and that's what he's talking about as far as the politicizing it goes. Like, we don't care. Like, good for you. Do what you want. Do what makes you happy. But if we fuck up and, like, say we didn't know you transitioned, and you say something on Twitter and you fuck that up, and you get canceled over it, like, it's taking it too far. Like, you shouldn't feel obligated to care about somebody's personal lifestyle just because they're semi-famous. Like, that, I think that's kind of where he was going. Justin Chris says he's going to now be known as Tina, and Project Sadface says, hey, Tina, wink. So we've got a potential love story developing here in the comments. The mocking is unnecessary. I think you're missing. I think you are assuming the mocking is directed at the person. It's not. It's directed at the people chastising somebody for not caring, not because they shouldn't feel obligated to care. It's just, do what you want. That's cool. It's not going to affect my daily life. The mocking, I think you're taking the mocking in the wrong way, but that's probably because he's been drinking scotch.
I've always thought everybody's got to be able to take a little Josh in here and there. You got to be able to take a little mockery in this life.
Yeah,
Otherwise, you take yourself
part of it.
too seriously. Nobody wants to hang out with you if you don't let. No, you cannot make a joke about me ever. Never. No one's going to want to hang out with that person. But now,
Tom Foolery says, I just read an article that Trump is getting ready to start transitioning. Where Osama says, Trump is not leaving the White House without being the first LGBT woman president. Like, that's,
boy, that would
if
be,
this thing goes south, that's not a bad idea.
For one day, I am identifying as a woman, so I'm also the first woman president. And let me just say, I was the best woman's president. There was no woman's president that was ever better. I empathize with women better than anyone in the entire planet. It was tremendous. So yeah, that would be worth the TV that day.
It's like, I think the politicizing of people's genders or their sexual preference, it's certain people guilt you into caring because they want to care or they want to white knight for the cause. Like, that's fine. You do you. You want to support something? Great. That's fine. You want to be outspoken about supporting something? That's also great. But you shouldn't have to guilt somebody else into being as outspoken as you about it, because I don't know. It's such a weird time that we live in. Like, I don't care what anybody's sexual preference is. I don't care what anybody's gender preference is. If they want to transition, if they're developed mentally enough to do so, that's fine. Do what you want to do. But at the same time, I shouldn't have to make it about me because I'm so proud of you. Just, you do you. I'm doing me. Everybody's good. It's not about me disregarding it or not agreeing with your choice. It's just, I'm doing me over here. I got enough on my plate. I shouldn't have to promote you on my social media to feel better about myself. I think that's a lot of chicken sentiment. Let's see. We got Amanda's got another comment. Let people tell their story. That's fine. They're more than welcome to. That they are perfectly welcome to do that. Elliot came out to give other people courage. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. It's just like when Ellen came out in the fucking 90s as being a lesbian. Like, that was a big game changer for the LGBT community. And I could take a joke or go easy with the rest, but a community who's been oppressed isn't funny to me.
First of all, that's not true, because Chris Rock and Richard Pryor have made entire fucking careers out of that. So I'm sorry that there are people that can pull comedy out of tragedy, and that's where the best comedy comes from. So I'm sorry, I don't mean to be a comedy nerd on you here, but now the fact that she did come out and that's her story, perfectly fine. But no, comedy comes first to me, folks. But
nobody's forcing you to promote anything. Maybe promote's not the right word, but there are portions of celebrity communities and support of lifestyles that do absolutely expect you to go out of your way to white knight for a cause because it's their cause that they believe in. And social media.
Real quick, let me address this because this is getting out of hand. My original criticism was of like the Ben Shapiro's of the world that were publicizing it and bitching about it. Like, if this is something you're so against, why are you publicizing it? Like, it's fucking stupid on both ends. It's stupid that we have to pay attention to it. And then it's stupid that the people that we expect to just like, you expect a little criticism of, oh, hey, by the way, now you have to call her Elliot, whatever. But then they like go into this whole rant. And the only reason is because it was the movie Juno was actually a really, really popular movie. So she became a super popular actress. And so now we're being forced to normalize it. And that's what Ben Shapiro hates, but he won't come out and say it is that not just Ben Shapiro, but the types. We all know who the super righty commentators are. The fact that they are helping normalize it is more frustrating to me. Of like, if you really don't care about it as a right-wing commentator, why the fuck do you sit here and criticize it so much? Just say nobody cares. Like, hey, You be you. Like if you really want to be that libertarian-esque type Republican, like why are you fucking still pushing this and still publicizing it? Like I get criticisms on both ends of this. I don't understand the whole goddamn aspect of it. Why is this such a big issue? Let people live their fucking lives. If Emma wants to be Elliot, let Emma be Elliot. If Emma wants to tell the world she's Elliot, okay, great. But
that's
why?
perfectly fine. But like the
why
reason,
do I have to listen to both fucking parties fucking bitch about it? Shut the fuck
reason
up.
is for the reason that Urasama actually pointed out here. Tom was saying no one is forcing you to care. No one is in trouble for not caring. Actually, if you want to look at, for a good example, former MMA fighter and now star of The Mandalorian, Gina Carrera, for months would not put any of her gender pronouns. People hassled her and hassled her and hassled her, and you have to care, goddammit. How dare you not care? And she just didn't want to. And then one day she makes a mocking her gender pronouns are beep, bop, boop. And now she is still facing a boycott campaign to try and get her off of The Mandalorian. So that's just one instance of somebody who didn't care, didn't want to enter the political fray at all. And then when they were hounded and 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 hounded, they finally fire back with a little bit of a joke. And now look at the shitstorm that they're dealing with because they were very much forced to care. And that's the problem, is people are not just being left alone to live their lives and live their own best lives. We're all now being forced to live a certain pre-selected best life, whether we like it or not. And that's where the
not just being it's not just being able to be accepting of others for their choices or what they feel is true to their inside, right? It's not just enough to be accepting. People expect you to go above and beyond to prove that you're accepting. And I think that's a step too far.
Well, it absolutely is. Like I said, it's like
it's almost compelled speech.
Yeah.
No, and that is one thing that I always kind of want to, well, not just kind of, I will always oppose, is the idea of compelled speech, because we've never had that.
Dude, I'm drinking the project. Trust me, I'm drinking.
If
you can't tell. If you can't tell.
Tom, with this, no, she literally beat somebody up for being transgender, not because she didn't care or put her pronouns in her profile. She evicted and beat up someone for coming out. I guess I don't know this story. I would like some more context to this.
All I know is
my favorite one right now. My favorite one right now.
Twitter exchange. I don't know anything about Gina Carrera otherwise.
The Gina Carano one. No, most of the charges have been dropped on Gina Carano because none of this. It's being dropped without Gina Carano having to pay for anything so far. I think there's 2 charges left, but the Gina Carano one, my favorite part is everybody was like calling her out for not accepting or making a stance. Like they were literally calling her out on Twitter because she was not taking a stance. Being on Mandalorian now, she has to take a stance on LGBTQ, and so she changed her Twitter bio with her pronouns to be beep boop beep bop.
Yeah, but hang on.
Hilarious.
But that's just R2D2.
I know it was a funny joke playing on R2D2.
So how can you be mad
she
about
was
that?
Pretty much giving Twitter the middle finger of like, fuck you guys, I don't care. And dude, they're coming after her now because of it.
So
yeah, I was unaware if there's any criminal charges against. Yeah, I was unaware of any of this. I will look into it and get back to all of you. But yeah, so she beats someone up for being transgendered?
No, like, that wasn't why she beat them up.
What's that?
That's what I'm asking here. Is this being assumed, or is this provable that it was because they were transgender?
There were 6 charges against her, including assault charges. All but 2 have been dropped already without her having to pay out of court. So...
No, hang on, Tom. No. I don't know she did it. I'm saying that's why they were mad, because she kept misgendering someone and then made fun of transgenders with No,
Beep,
that's
boop,
not making fun of transgenders. That's an R2D2. That's what R2D2 says because he's a
well,
robot.
even if it was making fun of transgenders, like
I don't think it is.
It's Twitter. It's a fucking joke. Like why? When will we have a sense of humor? Like, why does she not able to have a sense of humor? Why is she not allowed to? Just because she's a celebrity and because she's on The Mandalorian and she's around these fucking lefty crazies in Hollywood? Like, come the fuck on! Like,
okay, because I was under the impression from this that Gina Carrera literally like physically assaulted someone for being transgendered.
Allegedly physically assaulted. Oh, like, not because she was transgendered, because they had an altercation. There was other things. How many times have you gotten into a altercation with somebody, and it was only because of who they were, and it had nothing to do with what they said or what had transpired?
Every single time it had to do with what came out of their mouth. Like that was like every single time I've ever been in an altercation, it was somebody popping off at the mouth. Like I don't know R2D2 I didn't like I did not know Gina got into a fight with somebody that was trans. I had no idea about this. I was only aware of the Twitter that she just kept getting hounded about this identity thing, and then the beep boop bop. It just occurred to me, damn, that's R2D2. That actually is kind of clever, but I can see how that could piss some folk off.
I'm getting on Twitter right now, and so at Big Buckin, or wait, is it at Big Buckin or Doug and Chicken? No, it's at Bark and Cluck is our Twitter handle for the show. I'm gonna update our bio, and we're gonna be beep boop bop.
Oh, good God! Thanks.
I can't even find.
So I'm curious now, Tom. If you could send a link
real quick,
because these are some pretty salacious accusations. If you could send a link that actually shows Gina Carrera being, I am kicking this person out for being transgender. If that's the case, then yeah, I'm going to have to reassess my take on Gina Carrera. But that seems kind of salacious. If you can send an article into the links.
Again, most of these charges were dropped just this week. Like,
well, God, good thing I brought up this Gina Carrera thing this week rather than last week. Shit.
Prior, my pronouns on there were derp and dirk. So we're changing them now. Again, that's at Barkin Cluck on Twitter.
I can't even find an article detailing anything about her evicting or assaulting or doing anything to somebody who is transgender. Everything I say if Gina Carano attacks is Gina Carano attacked by social justice warriors online. Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
no, that's not it.
So, Tom,
we
would very much appreciate. But Twitter is a joke. Trump. That's one of our drink words, folks. We got drink.
All right.
Thanks, Amanda. Sheesh.
All right. So let's do. Okay, we need to get off this topic, and I think I know a way we can do it, guys. I think I have an idea. Let's debate. Let's talk about this. Should robots have a gender or ethnicity? One roboticist says no.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I've been sitting on this article for a few weeks.
It's a personal choice.
Yeah, so
robots.
Ayanna Howard argues no robot will be able to embody the nuances of belonging to a specific ethnicity. I mean, ethnicity? I think robotic ethnicity kind of depends on your make and model. I don't think.
Where did you come from?
Yeah, exactly.
Most of them are going to be Chinese.
Chinese, yeah. Were you made in America, Detroit?
PC or Mac compatible? That will be the main
exactly.
ethnicity.
Like that's the difference. And yes, of course, they're going to discriminate against each other.
Do you run Android or iOS?
Exactly.
Oh my God, that'll be the new feud.
Apple
sex robots are way better.
Yep. I can't wait. So I'm trying to get into this article, but there's not. I mean, this is just ridiculous. I don't really know
the ethnicity. The ethnicity.
Yeah. Most voice assistants. Ayana Howard says most voice assistants, at least in the U.S., have a female voice, and so when we treat them and we bark at them, and they're always giving us the answers, they're always on. We're starting to see that humans are then treating their human assistants in the same way. Why don't you know this? And that's a problem. Hang on. Most voice assistants in the U.S. have a female voice. You can change that. My mother-in-law changed hers to an Australian guy because she liked his voice better. That doesn't mean it's a woman because it is a female voice.
Tony, one thing you're kind of missing here is that this author kind of is in her own bubble. Most people don't have personal fucking assistants to begin with. What the fuck? So yeah, that was thing that jumped.
Do you have
out
a phone? Bill, do you have a phone?
I do, but I don't have a human personal assistant at the handy at the moment.
You can. You absolutely
Jamie, can you pull that up?
You absolutely can.
And that's what the Dog and Chicken Show is for, folks. It's all of your own home personal assistants.
We got more here. Robotics, and I claim that it's the developers. It's the roboticist. It's the AI specialist.
Been holstering that one for a while.
No, it was just the spur of the moment.
To do this. As developers, it's about ensuring we do have diverse thinking on a team. And when I say diverse thinking, it's not just all the roboticists together. I'm a roboticist, but right? It's bring in folks from the communities to work with you and identify. If I'm designing a robot, say a police robot, I think I should bring in folks from the ACLU to talk about what are the right ways to do this. If we should even do this as developers, we need to be more open to listening to people that aren't roboticists to develop it. And as a society, we need to stop
talking about
saying,
RoboCop right now. You understand that, right?
Saying, yeah, I'm going to use it. Oh, yeah, they're smart. Of course it's going to work. That's not the case. This is ridiculous.
Hold on. This is from Marketplace? This is the dumbest fucking article I think we've read about fucking
this is hands down one of the dumbest. Like, here we go. Get back into some.
I need Kevin. God damn it. I'm texting.
I know.
Kevin.
We need Kevin to come in and offer some.
Yeah, he's my favorite.
Sex robots will be controlled remotely by humans from different continents. Like, that's already happening, I think.
Wow. That's
robots that are controlled by humans remotely from different countries may soon become a reality. Holy crap, the ads on this page from the Daily Star. Budding sex doll entrepreneur Roberto Cardenas says he is exploring virtual reality technology for Eden Robotics. His part-time project's already set its sights on creating sex robots with artificial intelligence, eyes that follow humans around a room. Well, that's fucking terrifying. I think we need a video.
Artificial intelligence. So you realize if we're already putting artificial intelligence now into the sex robots, my prediction is actually decades ahead. Now we're going to have some moron accidentally program sentience into a sex robot, and we're going to get artificial intelligence, artificial life in the stupidest fucking way possible.
I just sent Kevin an invite. We'll see.
We shall see.
I sent him a message, said, "We talking sex robot, join us." And he said, "Where? Join you where?" So I sent him a link.
At the sex robot cat house, obviously.
Yes.
So yeah, it's been a while since we've gotten to talk about the sex robots. When are you guys going to finally just follow Tony G and launch Sex Robot Weekly? It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge.
It's going to be huge. Huge.
No sex robot talk will be better. None will be bigger.
Let's look up the CCTV strippers.
Oh, dude, I love those. Here, I can do it.
We got to look this up. Stripper robots. We've got to find these. It's been a while since we've seen.
Let me pull it up. Videos.
Got to have that one at the ready.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
Oh, and I'm sorry, we got a clarification.
Don't look it up
here
on
from,
Yahoo.
Tom. Sorry, I got Gina and Rosario Dawson confused between. Well, then shit. So no, Gina Carrera never assaulted a transgendered person.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could not find
Um,
this fucking article. Like it didn't exist. I looked and looked. So okay, yeah, Rosario Dawson just I believe debuted on the most recent episode of The Mandalorian as Ahsoka Tano, and yeah, I'm sure they're
so
already
that's
trying to
how
cancel
it all
her out.
comes together. Okay. I was wondering what was the Kevin Bacon 7 degrees of separation between Gina and Rosario. Now I've got it. But yeah, Gina, she was just kind of pestered on Twitter about you need to change your. Oh God, that's creepy. You need to change your gender pronouns, and she just didn't play along. And it just occurred to me now on the show that Beep Bop Boop was an R2D2 thing. Which, if that's the case, you kind of got to let that go. I mean, she's trying to promote the show in any way she can.
She's trying to be funny.
It came off
No,
a
it's
little
not even
awkward.
remotely sexist or bigotry. There's nothing bigotry about it. It's an R2D2 quote from Star Wars. It's not hate speech. Anybody who gets hate speech from beep boop beep bop is fucking ridiculous. No.
Oh God, that is fucking creepy, dude. Like, I don't know how else to put that.
So those of you who can't see right now, we have the sex robot lab basically on the screen, and it's horrifying and very erotic. There's the heads
then.
without the eyes, like the heads just sitting there on spikes with no eyes in the holes.
Jesus
oh my
Christ.
God!
You know what, Tony?
I'm sorry,
I'm super mad.
I've seen
I'm
the
super mad. They're
Animatrix,
all white.
So I know how this
They're all
is.
white. They're all white so far.
Well, you bastard! No, they're not. No, they're not.
Tannish.
That was pinky.
Dude, that's creepy. The webs between their fingers. That was weird.
There's a cage wall with nothing but women's heads on it. Like that's terrifying. Oh my God.
Open your eyes, chick. Like,
Remember in like
that's
the Walking,
really creepy.
Oh God. In The Walking Dead when the governor had all the floating heads in fish tanks,
Yeah.
all the zombie heads sitting there like trying to bite at the wall. This is basically that.
Oh my God. Yes.
Wow. This is amazing.
Oh.
That one's kind of cute.
She kind of looks like he's controlling her with an iPad. Apple's better. Fucking told you.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Yeah, I can't get on board with that. Like this is like so this okay. This is Real Doll. This is like the Real Doll garage, and those run upwards of like $2,500, I believe. So I can only assume what the AI iPad operated sex robot would cost. What do we got on the roof?
From
Oh
Ruben
my God.
Report. Ruben
what was
Report from 2014. This is the
Wow.
evolution of sex robots right here. Check out Justin Christie had evolution of gaming a couple weeks ago on his. But this is evolution of sex robots now. This is what we were talking about in 2014. Oh my God, that's how bad it was.
No. What?
This is great. That was terrible.
Like,
Dude, the
oh my
CCTV head one looks way hotter than that.
Well, no, I mean the gyrations of the CCTV sex robot was amazing. So yeah, it's come a long way in a few years.
This one's got like an umbilical cord. Oh my God, look at
That's-
Dave Rubin.
Let's
Oh my
see
God.
here.
He looks like a douche.
Now, I'll never forget, it was a Chad Daniels joke where he said, all right, to all you ladies in the audience that are getting weirded out by sex robot talk, enjoy your dildos, hypocrites. That's you having sex with a not person.
Yep.
So there you go.
There you go. Here's
Not my
current
joke.
day.
Funny as shit.
Is this current day CCTV head robot?
There it is. Okay, so those of you on
What the
audio
fuck?
platform, This is a robot body. There's no skin. There's no like. It's curvy, but it's all robot. It looks like a mannequin fused with a T-1000, and the head is a fucking CCTV security camera. Like, there's no face.
Oh,
The head is a CCTV camera. And Amanda, thank you for commenting. Who needs a dildo when you know how to run?
Look at these guys. They ain't even watching. They're like, eh.
No, they're controlling them with their phone, probably.
Probably.
Like, it's amazing. But okay, so the movement
Is that a real dancer in the background?
Yeah, they got to have one actual dancer. Like, it looks like their movements are still pretty limited to just the hip gyrating. So they're not doing flips and spinning yet. So, I mean, we got a ways to go.
And they look like robots. And they have
Like,
the CCTV.
yeah, there's that part.
This couldn't look more like a robot if it. Oh my god!
And that's fake money. Is that fucking Monopoly money in the goddamn garter?
There's a garter belt on the
Probably.
sex robot. Wow.
And grow the farm up with a history of sex robot clarification.
Yes.
Going further back, Amanda, technically speaking, 3 fembots from Austin Powers in 1999. So
Yep.
that's probably the very beginning of such things.
Fembots.
Oh, Lord Almighty. Lord Almighty. Yep. So, folks, you heard it here first.
Amazing.
We're going to get artificial intelligence in the dumbest way possible. When the aliens land, it's like, so we heard you had artificial intelligence technology. So, how did you acquire it? We don't like to talk about
We don't want to talk about it.
it.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I got to back this video up real quick. This dude
What? Wow.
is actually giving money to a robot for gyrating.
Wow.
How starved for physical fucking interaction is this guy?
Wow.
Like, Jesus. You're down to tipping a fucking robot, dude? Like, wow.
That's
Like,
I wanted to
have you
call
even-
Gavin Newsom the biggest piece of shit of the week, but this guy might take.
Hey, no, don't be okay. Do not kink shame this guy. It's not his fault this turns it on. Come on.
It might
We
be
all
a
look
little
at some
his
weird
fault.
shit.
At
This
this
is
point, it
so-
might be a little fault.
This is so weird.
Of course.
I like
it's weird.
Urasama's comment here. The aliens, we did
We
the
did the
same
same.
thing. Like, damn it. So that's how everybody gets their artificial intelligence. That's terrible.
So, yeah, that's good to know.
But yeah, the
No,
thing that
who's-
really concerns me about this is I've seen the Animatrix. Okay, we all seen how that ends, where the robots, like it was a made robot that turned on its creators and ripped its head in half. Now it's going to be the sex robot that like wraps its thighs around your neck and just pops your head like a freaking raisin. So yeah, that's
So is this shot
Goddamn,
going to be
it's coming.
banned on Twitter pretty soon? This is like an upskirt of a sex robot.
No, according to the article we read, we shouldn't have to
This is
assign
weird.
genders to robots.
That's going to be offensive
Oh,
soon. I just have a
God.
feeling.
Oh, absolutely.
And then Xbox
yeah.
fucking advertises on it.
now here's the even bigger kicker. You've built
they will
the
beat
sex
PS5
robot.
if they get in on that.
Its purpose is to have sex with it. You've built that. But then you've programmed it so deeply that now it gains sentience. It thinks, therefore it is. Now you've built this weird trap for yourself where now you have to get consent from your sex robot because it has gained sentience. This is the brave new fucking weird world we're going to be hitting, unfortunately, within our lifetimes. Like within
No,
our
Phil,
lifetimes,
not
this will
tonight.
be
I have a headache.
headache.
Oh,
Headache. Oh,
Headache
man.
and
It was like the meme I sent you guys. Like new sex robots are so realistic; they just want to be your friend.
No.
not everybody would be opposed to that.
It's like, but I love you like a brother. Like, yeah, that would be.
Okay. Well, let's bring it back full circle. Yeah, you're getting friend zoned by the robot. Let's bring it full circle. Do you remember the movie Surrogates? I think it was called, with like Bruce Willis, where they all wear their avatar robot suit and they go out in the real world, but they basically stay in a coffin and control the robot from their house. Like, that's where we're going to be if COVID keeps up the way that it is.
Oh, when COVID-20 hits, people are going to flip the fuck.
Xbox ads on robot strippers. Now I know why they overheat.
Yeah.
I still want to know about the CCTV camera head on the stripper robot. Is that shooting a live feed somewhere? Because I want a link to that video.
Well, the
I
one
wanna
looked like
see
it was
those
shooting a
faces.
laser. It looked like it was shooting a laser light show out of it.
Well, I want to see the live feed of the crowd that thing is capturing with its face. I want to see all those bastards in the crowd just ogling the sex robot. Is there a link I can watch this from?
That'd be fucking great. You know how many people get fired in the future because of that?
Tony, that is the worst. You got a link for that? Asking for a friend. I've ever fucking heard in my
I want to
life.
see some dude jerking off in the crowd. You got a link for
I'm
that?
owning up to this. I want to watch that feed for my own pleasure. I want to see these bastards in the crowd in the dimly lit strip club watching these sex robot camera head fucking dancers. I'm getting pleasure watching that. That's amazing. I'm getting pleasure watching them watch that. That's amazing.
I was about to say,
The new
how
king.
is this like getting anybody like this? This is what got somebody to tip a fucking robot. Was staring at them.
All right, fellas. Let's wrap this up. Let's. You guys want to do a post show?
All right.
I think we can do that if folks are into it. So, may I?
Do it.
Folks, as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining us for episode 66 of Thirsty Thursday here at the Dog and Chicken Show. Folks, this is Big Bucket Entertainment. Like, share, subscribe. I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your king of extreme, Phil KOE. Check me out over at KOE Nation on YouTube so you can keep up with all your KOE content. Then also be sure to check out us over at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast for all of the fun times that we have from that. Thank you, Urasama. Couldn't do it without you. Thank you for being here, Urasama. Thank you for being here, Project Sad Face. Check out Justin Chris's new podcast. Check it out. I'll let you give the intros to that. Go over to the Tomfoolery Show because you know it's the right thing to do, folks. You know, you can keep up with all the crazy cast of characters here at the Big Bucket Entertainment ever-growing media empire. Raise a glass to yourselves for being here, for taking part in it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Folks, God bless y'all. This is going to be a great holiday season. Tony, Chicken, take it away.
Go ahead, T.
Yeah, I'm just glad we were able to somehow shoehorn sex robots back into the fold because it's just been far too long since we got to completely go off the rails and be ridiculous. But it sounds like we've got a bit of a controversial conspiracy topic next week for the Georgia Guidestones. I think this is going to be good. We're moving past just the politics. We're bringing it back to other fun stuff, and we can appeal to a grander variety of people, not just Phil's crazy conspiracy theories and doomsday scenarios. But I digress.
Truth.
Go ahead.
You mean truth? Truth.
Truth. Hey, folks. I'm happy to be back. I've been off of podcasting for 2 weeks. It's been so goddamn weird. The move was one thing, and then unpacking was another, and then starting. Well, I've been starting the new job for a while, but actually doing it at full scale. It's been a crazy week. It was a crazy day. I was up at 3:00 this morning. Here's what happened at the beginning of the show. The reason we were late tonight, I'll take full fucking blame. I sent the guys like, hey, here's the topics I want to cover. Here's what I want to talk about. Here's how I want this to go. And then I fell asleep. And they responded, and my phone apparently was still on silent. So I woke up. I'm not kidding. 8:30 on the fucking dot. I woke up and sat up off my goddamn recliner and went, oh, shit. And right away I saw Phil was like, hey, man, you got a link? And I'm like, Tony, you ready to go? And he's like, yeah, me and Phil are waiting for you. I'm like, fuck it. Go, boys. Go without me. I need to fucking have a smoke and do my hair and take a piss. Anyway, sorry about that. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Look forward to next week. Next week should be a fun one. I'm gonna dive deep into this Georgia Guidestone thing. I need a rabbit hole to jump into as I'm driving around Iowa now. So that's fun. I was like South Dakota with a couple more
things that have never been muttered out of a human mouth ever.
Yeah. Ever.
Damn.
Ever.
Brutal. But folks, thanks for being here.
I like being the first trendsetter, buddy. Raise a glass. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right,
folks.
here, folks. This is the link to the post show. You're seeing it here on the screen. https://streamyard.com/GKI8EKRD42. Come on, jump in, join us. We can chat for a little bit.
Jump on over. I already see Justin Chris over there. I'm already logged in. So we'll see you all over there. Come over, talk some shit, unedited, uncensored, and we record it. However, I will edit out any bad things that you don't want us to have on there. So anyway, cheers. Raise a glass. Appreciate y'all. As always, love you. Bye.
Peace. What a